Chapter 2, From Trade to Power. Even the black gold has a story to tell. Friends, I am Pepper. Can I invite you to the Europe a few centuries ago? The rural folks in Europe would kill some of their cattle for meat and preserve it for prolonged winter season. The heavy snowfall in winter was not favorable for the grass to grow in cattle field. Both the people and cattle faced shortage of food during the season. The solution for this was to preserve the cattle meat as food for the winter. Remember that there was neither electricity nor refrigerator of any kind during that time. So they found me effective in preventing the meat and making it tastier. In short, I was inevitable for them. My friends, cardamom, cinnamon, and ginger, all spices like I am, were also loved by them. The traders came in search for us from the time of immemorial. Didn't you listen to the story of pepper? What did you understand from the story? The spices of our land were essential to the foreigners. The traders all over the world used to visit here to collect the spices. You have understood the previous chapter about the conquest of Constantinople by the Turks in 1453. This came in the way of trade between Asia and Europe. The situation necessitates the European traders to find out a sea route to India. With the sea route to India, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the English, and the French reached India for the purpose of trade. From Portugal to Calicut. It was a sunny morning in the month of May 1498. Three huge ships anchored at Kapat near Calicut. The language and dress code of mariners in the ship were quite different from the native people. They were a group of sailors from Portugal under the leadership of Vasco da Gama. The Zamorin, the then ruler of Calicut, did not provide trading facilities to Vasco da Gama. So he left for Kannur, gathered necessary goods, and then returned to Portugal. Vasco da Gama reached Calicut. Almeida and Albuquerque, two sailors from Portugal, reached here for trade following Vasco da Gama. Goa, Daman, and Dew were the major trade centers of the Portuguese. They constructed St. Angelo Fort at Kannur and Kottapuram Fort in Thrissur district. The Portuguese were also known as Parangis. Agricultural crops like pineapple, guava, papaya, red chili, cashew, tobacco, etc., that are found in Kerala now were introduced by the Portuguese. The widespread use of printing machine and the development of the art form Chavittu Nadagam were some of the impacts of Indo-Portuguese relationship. The Portuguese could not establish many trade centers in India. Let us examine the reasons for it. They didn't have enough economic and military resources to compete with other European powers. They faced resistance from native forces. Kunhali Marakars, the admiral of Zamorin's naval force, led the resistance against the Portuguese in the Malabar region. The Dutch. The Dutch were another European force who reached India following the Portuguese. Kochi and Kollam were the chief trade centers of the Dutch. It was Van Reed, a Dutch governor, who initiated the compilation of Hortus Malabaricus, a book on the medicinal plants of Kerala. He completed the book with the help of Itti Achyutan Vaidyar. The Dutch fought with Martandavarma, the king of Travancore, following the disputes over trade. The Dutch were defeated in the Battle of Collachil in 1741. They lost their ground in India with this war. The Dutch were also called Lanthans. The advent of the English. The English East India Company was formed in England in 1600 for trade with the countries like India and China. Surat in Gujarat was the first trade center of the company in India. They also established trading centers at Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. French trade relations. The French East India Company was established in 1664 and the French reached India for the purpose of trade. Pondicherry, Mahi, and Karakal were the chief trade centers of the French. Pondicherry was their headquarters. The competition for the monopoly. The European countries competed for monopolizing trade with India. The Portuguese and the Dutch were defeated at the very beginning of these competitions. The French and the English became locked in intense rivalry, and the conflict between these forces lasted long. The series of conflicts between the French and the English in South India was known as Carnatic Wars. Ultimately, the French were defeated. The company gains power. After gaining the monopoly of trade, the English East India Company focused on the acquisition of power in India. The company rule in India had its inception in Bengal. Agricultural prosperity and the convenient trade facilities prompted the company to capture power in Bengal. The British defeated Siraj-ud-Dowla, the Nawab of Bengal, in the Battle of Plassey in 1757. The entire Bengal came under the company rule with its success in the Battle of Buxar in 1764. The Plassey and the Buxar. The British could succeed the Battle of Plassey through the secret alliance in which Robert Clive, the commander-in-chief of the British army, forged with Mir Jafar, the commander-in-chief of Siraj-ud-Dowla. However, the success in Buxar was solely due to the superior British military power. They defeated the combined force of Shah Alam, Shujad-ud-Dowla, and Mir Qasim. The reign expands. Mysore was another region that was subjugated by the British. Mysore was a powerful kingdom in South India. It became the dominant power in the region during the reign of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Their domination extended even to the areas like Malabar. The domination of Mysore in India interrupted the trade of the British in Malabar region. The friendly relation that Tipu Sultan maintained with the French also added fuel to the animosity of the British. This made them conquer Mysore. The British had to fight 4 wars before establishing their suzerainty in Mysore. The British annexed Malabar as per the Srirangapatnam Treaty signed between Tipu and the British after the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Tipu fought bravely with the British and died fighting in the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. With the success of the British in Mysore Wars, Malabar and Coorg came under the British reign. Subsequently, the company conquered the Marathas, who were a threat to the cotton trade of the British. Soon after, they conquered the princely states of Sindh, Punjab, and Awadh. We have seen that the British conquered the powerful princely states using military force. Such states came under the British rule. Certain other princely states were affiliated through treaties and legislations. The subsidiary alliance introduced by Lord Wellesley and the doctrine of lapse by Lord Dalhousie had important roles in the acquisition of the princely states. The princely states like Hyderabad, Tanjavur, and Indore entered into the subsidiary alliance. The rulers who signed the subsidiary alliance were assured protection by the company against invasions and internal revolts. However, the actual administrative power of the states were with the representatives of the company. Lord Dalhousie introduced the policy of doctrine of lapse. As per the policy, when the ruler of a princely state died without a male heir, the British could annex the state with British India. Summary: the Portuguese, the Dutch, the English, and the French reached India for trade. The contact with these countries influenced our social, cultural, and economic life. It was England that succeeded in the competition for the monopoly of trade with India. The British annexed the princely states through wars and treaties and became the rulers of India. Significant learning outcomes evaluates that the traders from Portugal, Netherlands, England, and France reached India with the discovery of sea route to India. Describes the way through which the British were able to establish their political power in India after gaining monopoly of trade. Identifies and narrates that the British established their domination over the princely states through treaties and military force.